Hi everyone. Today I want to touch on the top 3 biggest turnoffs to a buyer when selling your home and when walking through your home. So you go to list your home, it's on the market, you have all these showings set up, and that first showing request comes into your house. And what are the top 3 biggest turnoffs that we found when working with buyers that people experience? The first turnoff is smells. If they're hit with a hard smell that it could be good or it could be bad, but just something extremely pungent that distracts them from the property, you've lost them a lot of times. Not always, but a lot of times you've lost them because now they're distracted from the house and they're focused on that smell. Whether it's good or bad, it's strong. Second is cleanliness. So you can have things decluttered and clean without having everything looking like Martha Stewart or Joanna Gaines. And it's unreasonable to expect that you would have it looking that way. Buyers don't expect that. Buyers just expect to be able to walk in and be able to see the space clean and decluttered. Because when it's decluttered, everything looks bigger and brighter. And that means taking all of your things that you're packing up, and I always recommend putting them in Rubbermaid totes and storing them in the garage or in the basement or even in a bedroom against a wall. If you can find a designated bedroom and just say, this is where we're storing the Rubbermaids, and just stick them against a wall, that's acceptable. People don't expect perfection. Buyers don't expect perfection, but it does change the entire showing experience when they walk in and they see clutter throughout. And it just, everything, the walls shrink in and everything looks smaller and everything looks darker, as opposed to walking in and taking all of those same things that were in that house, putting them in boxes or in Rubbermaids and putting them against a wall. You walk in and it looks bright and it looks open. So the declutter is important, but also just the cleanliness, making sure that you're keeping the house clean during showings, because that adds or can add to the smells. But also, as buyers are walking through, clean houses sell faster. They want to be able to envision themselves in the house, and it's a distraction away from the house when they start noticing different things that need to be cleaned. So again, like that strong smell, it distracts them from the house and it gets them focused on the dust bunnies or whatever it is that they're distracted by when it comes to that cleanliness. And that doesn't mean perfection, like I said. It doesn't mean that every single corner or baseboard will be perfectly clean, but generally speaking, vacuumed and dusted and decluttered are the second most important things when it comes to presenting. And you'll lose a buyer if it's a lot of times cluttered or dirty, because it just doesn't show the home in the best light. The third turnoff can be, and isn't always, but can be having the seller present for the showing. And we've done a video on this, but it's important to understand that buyers, when they're looking at houses, they want to be able to walk through and feel safe disclosing to their agent and their significant other and their family their concerns or their excitements and all of that. And there's an extra guard up when a seller is there. Most buyers don't want to offend a seller. So they might walk into a bathroom that's just been painted a beautiful, beautiful blue, bright blue, and be like, oh, wow, and the seller loves that blue, and they don't want to offend them, but they definitely wouldn't have chosen that blue. And so there's a guard up of wanting to make sure they're not being offensive and they're being respectful, that they wouldn't have if they were by themselves. And in this situation, you don't want them to feel that guard when they're seeing the house for the first time, because you want them to feel as comfortable as possible. You want them to really, truly be able to envision themselves walking through the home and being there themselves without any guard up or any type of filter. So those are the top 3 concerns or add-tos that might lose a buyer, and that as an inverse might help if you were to flip it and take those items away. And like I said, between keeping the house clean, the smells out, organized, decluttered, and just giving the buyers their space to be able to see the property on their own and walk through with their agent and walk through comfortably, independently, those are your top 3 factors that will impact a showing and how well it goes. If you have any questions about this, or if you're worried about any of it, please feel free to reach out. The whole point is to take stress off of you, not add to. Whether you're a buyer or seller, we'd love to be able to help.